Ready? All right. Let's go ahead and go. All right. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to Play It Panda Live. Hope you guys are having a good Monday evening. And we're going to go with one of these. We're going to try. And I know you can't really see that well because the lights are too bright. So I'm going to see if I can, maybe I turn off one of these. It's probably still going to be too bright because I've got like a direct light on these miniatures, but okay. But we're painting some Relic Knight 2nd Edition minis. And Marie Claude's face is not going so well. It's because most of it is hidden underneath this little, right? Most of it's hidden underneath the hair. It's actually kind of frustrating, and I can't get to the parts that I want to paint. And so we're painting some Cersei Speed Circuit. And I'm just having like a really rough time here trying to get these details in. The faces they're good sculpts, but like they just make it hard for you to get to the parts that you need to paint. And with the anime kind of styling, that also is another layer of difficulty on here too, because right, I don't like painting open mouth faces because it never looks right. Right? Like I can never it never not looks like Joker to me. When the mouth is open and you're trying to paint the mouth, everything looks like Joker. Right, this lady here, she has her tongue, kind of her mouth open there, and her tongue. There we go. But I'm going to go through and just really start shaping some of this detail around with skin color. You got to find a good skin color to do this with. Basic skin tone is decent, but sometimes it looks a little too pink. But we're going to have to use it in this case, right? It's a little on the light side too, but it'll be okay. We're just, once we get the facial detail in, then we can actually start painting in these miniatures proper. And then that's when, hopefully, things start to get a little bit easier as far as painting, getting these guys painted. Once again, though, I will say, very good sculpts. They're very good sculpts, and they're good to paint. I do want to just add a tiny little drop of like a beige red, just a teeny tiny little drop of beige red. Let me see if I still have that paint, just to get the tone correct. That's not terrible, but I need beige red. See if I can find it. I'm not seeing it really anywhere here. Not good. I mean, I can use this heavy skin tone. I'll use a little drop of heavy skin tone. Hey Yag, thanks for the little super chat. Who made these models? They're made by Ninja Division. And I will tell you, tread with caution if you are trying to get these models. Okay, they may be harder to find than you might think. But yeah, they are excellent. They're excellent sculpts. And again, I'm sorry for all the glare. It's just, oh, that actually turned it kind of gray. Let me see, do I have like a hull red or something? This is like a little too powerful. Let's try like just the tiniest little drop of that. This is what happens if I can't find my little beige red. And why isn't my chat working here? There we go. Oh, it disappeared. Didn't get it at all. I'm not sure why that failed, but okay. That's actually, now we go. We're getting a good color. That's good. That's a good color. A little on the pasty gray side now, but we'll get it to work. Why didn't that work? Why didn't the chat work? No, it's just not. Where'd it go? Oh well. Maybe the super chats don't show up on that weird chat window. Anyways, let's go ahead and I'm going to clean up the details on the face. There is a tiny little sliver of flash here that I don't think I will be able to remove without destroying the face. I can try. Let me try to get my ultra sharp hobby knife. Let me see if I can get it. See if I can get it with my ultra sharp hobby knife. Yeah, it's right there in the face. Ooh. That's the little flake right there. But it's not going without a significant fight. There it goes. Yikes. Okay, let's get back into that with some beige. We need that beige red color or this will not work. I could even use this rosy skin, I suppose. Man, like that's such an important tool, that beige red. I could use radiant flesh too, looks like. But yeah, that's what we're working on. Are you working on anything yourself, Mr. Yag? SIPCC? Yo. Wow, it's normally it sits right here because it's such an important color that I have to use it a lot. Let's try this. 5:22 a.m. night work, so sneaky look, work 50 hours a week in 4 days. Wow. Excited for the new Batman sets. Agree. We got the leak from Knight as far as the stat card of the new Batman. And he looks pretty good. He looks pretty interesting. Some of the keywords we don't know the rules for yet, but I'm sure we'll find out in the coming days, right, as that model gets released. Wow, that's a very unfortunate spot for this model to have like a pretty massive ding. It's right there on the face. Pretty bad. Trying to get it to get everything to calm back down. Looks like I can do that. Right? There we go. Yeah, that was just a bad place to have to see flash. Right there on the face. Now, so I'm basically just trying to freehand fix it. I'm gonna let that dry. You can actually see there's a little chunk there hanging off the nose that I don't think I can get. 3D printed bust and night modeled minis don't have a lot of time. Yeah. Well, that's kind of, well, hopefully your schedule frees up when, when your new stuff comes in, because I'm assuming you're going to buy the new Batman starter. Right? So you can paint that. Maybe even get a game in. That would be nice too. Okay. Yeah. I mean, she took a little damage. But we're okay. Overall, we're okay. Let's get the rest of these faces kind of taken care of. Marie Claude here. Right? There's almost, the hair covers up so much of the eyes that you almost don't paint the eyes in. Maybe you just paint it in. Right? There we go. You almost can't see the eyes at all on that. You just leave it. Let's just leave it. And let's do the top lip here. Okay. Do that. That looks better. I'm just really disappointed in this because I really like this sculpt, but that little bit of flash there really kind of jacked up the face. It's really unfortunate. Trying to get it to work. Maybe it will work. Yeah, maybe it will work. I think that ridge line is still there on the face. Right, there's still a little bit of a chunk there. She looks like she has a little bit of acne, that's all. It's okay. She has a little bit of acne. This one here, I'm trying to paint eyes behind goggles, and that's just extremely difficult. But otherwise, not too bad, right? Okay. So anyways, I think the fine detail is just about done. Let me make sure there isn't anything else on skin or face or anything like that that needs to be done. And I think we're good. Okay, so let's talk about the color scheme of these minis. The color scheme, the studio color scheme for these minis is kind of all over the board. It's white, pink, green. They have a lot. And I think Cersei is a faction that doesn't really have much matching colors anywhere, and that kind of bugs me. I wish they did. I would rather they have nice matching colors everywhere. So here's what I'm going to do, and this is a kind of a radical idea, but we're going to give them a yellow and black scheme, but not a regular yellow scheme. I want a almost like a burning orange scheme. So we may go in with either this fluorescent orange as a base coat, or there's another orange here that I kind of like. Light rust that's not a terrible, it's a little softer. But I since I'm going to contrast the yellow with black, because I do that a lot, I want it to scream. All right, luminous orange. This is a great color as well. Maybe the luminous orange. Yeah, I think I like the luminous orange because I really want it. I want their color scheme to look like flames, like fire, right? She's got her main suit off, so but what I'm not really gonna try to figure that all out right now. I'm not gonna block off different areas and work the yellow up, and then come back and figure how much of this should be black, because that's very easy to do, right? That's a much easier way to kind of handle um, these color schemes. So, all right. So this luminous orange is quite a color here. So we're going to start on this model. You can see it's very transparent. I may have over-thinned it. Looks like I did. I'm going to push this color, even though I know these pants are probably not going to be luminous orange at the end of the day. In fact, the pit crew is not going to have, well, plus Marie Claude, there's not going to be a lot of orange on these models when we're done, but there's going to be enough so that you can tell, oh wow, that's the faction, right? The boots, the shoes, these might actually be, like that might actually remain luminous orange. A game that doesn't exist. Hey, what's up, Cameron? Guild Ball, Eldorado, Animal Attack. Yeah, take your pick. Any of those. But no, this is another one of those games that does not exist. That I am gonna do kind of like a long form video about on my channel, just to kind of clear the air, and I'll explain what that video will be about tonight. We'll talk a little bit about what my plans are, because I do need to do like kind of a, it's not a rant video, I would say it's a video to kind of set the stage as to why would I go back and do content about a game that does not exist, whose company, quite frankly, treated their customers like trash and took advantage of us and did us bad. Why would I give them free press? Not that I have a huge reach, but why would I give them any sort of exposure, I guess? Well, I wouldn't do a video explaining what happened to them, because I don't have enough of that story. But what I do have is, it would be a video about why would I show their product still? Why would I be talking about their product and their game, right? Even after what happened. Ooh, that just didn't glue right. That didn't attach the way that was supposed to. Right? It's explain why why am I putting this on my channel right now? Because I spent a lot of time kind of thinking about it. I did. I spent a lot of time thinking about, well, why do I want to put it on my channel? What's the purpose of it? If not to, help grow a community? Because typically when I cover a game, especially an obscure game, right? One of my goals is to help the game get discovered by, the 4 people that watch this channel. Help give it a little exposure, right? Heap a little praise. That's what I did with most recently the Night Models game, the Batman game. Is I heaped some praise on it. I said, okay, here's what I really like about Batman 3rd edition, blah blah blah, and what we're gonna do. And yes, I do need to continue on with that video series. kind of a how to play Batman 3rd Edition series. But why would I do that on this game? Why would I put out content on this game? And I'm going to explain it to you. Okay, so with this game, as you can see by the miniatures that I'm painting, the promised Kickstarter stuff, after what, 5 years or something like that, is starting to show up. Okay, it's starting to show up. But full disclosure, this game is dead. This game is dead, and this game doesn't exist. And I'll take it a step further. And I'll say that this game never existed. This game never existed. I know, as somebody that repeatedly has called this my favorite miniature game of all time, by the way, several times. I gave it, I used to do my favorite games that we played this year. This game consistently would be in the top 3. Okay? But I'm saying that the game never existed. This game never existed. In fact, right? And that means when it came out, when the original Kickstarter delivered some 10 years ago or close to 10 years ago, that wasn't a complete game. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a complete game then. It wasn't a complete game when we were playing the quote-unquote 1.5 rules. It's definite, and it's absolutely not a real game right now. It was always a product that was consistently in open beta. Okay? This game never existed in a complete form. And it never will, as far as I can tell. It will never exist in a complete form. Right? Because of the company that developed the game. They do not have the ability or the wherewithal to complete their game. To put out a completed product. It's not going to happen. Okay? It's not going to happen. And here's some of the Kickstarter stuff, and I'm painting it right now. And if you've been watching my Twitch last week when I'm streaming my Weeb game, which you totally should be watching, I've been painting this stuff so that you guys can see it. But why would I do that? Why would I put it on air? Right? The last thing I want is for people to think that this is a real game and for them to get excited and then go out and jump into this game and try to buy it and try to play it. Okay? I do not want that. I don't want that because I don't want to in good conscience, I can't put anyone through that excruciating hassle of finding out how not a game this really is. I can't walk somebody into this and sell them, oh, this world, and it's going to be great in this game, and it's, when you get your stuff, I can't do that. But here's what I can do, okay? And I've been thinking about this. This Kickstarter delivered. This Kickstarter, it didn't, and it hasn't even fully delivered. And guess what? I also don't believe that it will ever fully deliver. It's at this point, based on what I ordered, I would say it's about 75% delivered, right? That's just based on what I specifically ordered. If you ordered a bunch of the new Relic Knights, like the big models, you are in for a much longer ride with no guarantee that you'll get your stuff. Okay? But most of my stuff is in, actually. And the game, at least based on what I have, is quite playable in our group. And in fact, we had a bunch of people playing this yesterday. So, and enjoying it. and also feeling bad about the fact that we enjoyed the game. we all feel bad that we broke out the game, we played the game, and we enjoyed the game. We felt bad. I always felt conflicted when I would paint this stuff, and like the when the models first started coming in almost a year ago, when the Kickstarter models started coming in, I started to paint them, but I wouldn't share them on social media. I'm like, no, they don't deserve my airtime. They're not going to get it. Okay? But what changed? Well, like I said, 75% of this game has shown up. It's in a playable state. It's in a playable state, and people have access to the cards and the rules. So, technically speaking, yes, you could go out and get this game and play this game. Yes, technically speaking, that is a thing you could do. So, why would I make videos about this game? Well, I looked at the campaign the other day, the Kickstarter campaign, and I saw that there were almost 3,000 backers, 3,000 individual backers of this game. Okay? 3,000 individual backers of this game that have gone through the same level of frustration that I have, and maybe just getting their stuff, and maybe have a lot of questions because they're probably like me, and they're like, you know what? Don't like the company, but I paid for a product. It came in. Fact is, it's actually enjoyable anyway, but I would never want to bring new people in. My expectation would be that I would play this kind of privately, right? When we played yesterday, it was my private group of friends. And you guys may know, I host a lot of public events. I still do, Cameron. I still host a lot of events. I still do paint days. I still do Malifaux. I still do even Marvel Crisis Protocol. Right? I still do miniature games. So that's still a thing. But yesterday when we played this game, it was really just my own friends, invite only. We were not out there trying to push a community or a game. Because why would we want to do that to innocent people? Right? So, and this stuff's going to take a little while to dry, so we'll give it a minute to dry. And you can see it was far from covered. What's okay, because we're going to work with that kind of aspect of this super bright orange. But like I said, there are 3,000 individual backers out there. That's right. Thanks, man. There are almost 3,000 individual backers of this game that now have a bunch of stuff that are probably out painting it, and maybe even trying to get in a game with their friends or their gaming group, which have also backed the game. Right? You know who deserves content on this game? Those guys. The guys that sat through the 5+ years that I have, that were frustrated the same way I was. Those guys, they want to get their stuff in hand, and they want to enjoy it. They're like, yeah, it's a dead game. That's fine. It's a dead game. But will someone show me how it works? Will someone show me an example of some painted minis? Can we do that? Can we put that out there but also curtail the message and say, look, if you're not in this game, you're not in the game. I'm sorry, right? I would, for your own good, go play a living game. Like, go play a supported game. Now, if you're a veteran like me, and you know how to find dead games, and you still want to play them, okay, follow along. Okay, You know what you're getting into. That's fine, right? If you back the Kickstarter and you got a bunch of stuff and you're like, I don't know what model this is, and I don't know what it does, and I don't know how to read a stat card, and what do all the colors mean on the Esper deck? Okay, come on in, right? That's what these videos, that's what this content is going to be for. It's not for the company because then, I don't care if I'm not going to get monetized for this anyways. But truth be told, fuck them, right? We don't, yeah. You know what? We paid them money. We backed their Kickstarter. We put our faith in them. They dropped the ball again, 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 and again, and again, and again, and again. No, I don't care to grow a community. I would not tell a stranger off the street that it's a good idea to try to get into this particular game, right? I'm just a nice person. I don't want people to be heartbroken and be like, "Oh man, I saw Octave Penalties the other day and they're so cool and let's get them." Right? Let's do. No, you want to play something that's like that actually has like a living company? You could play Batman. I haven't really, this Adam West has been sitting here for a long time. Poor guy. Really haven't done anything on this Adam West. You could play that. You could play Malifaux 3rd Edition. You could play, I don't know, you could definitely play MCP. There's plenty of people playing MCP, and we still play MCP. And that's a well-supported game. You can play that game all day long. I will take you to an event. I'll invite you to mine. I host MCP tournaments. You can come down to my MCP tournament, right? Go ahead. This game? Nah. People will come up to us and ask us, what is this? I'll tell them it's something that doesn't exist. It's not a real game, right? It's almost like I would have a better time telling somebody, you know what, these are just minis that my buddy printed in the garage and we're just playing. Right? Do you want to get into the game that my buddy printed into? Is he going to do a Kickstarter? No, he did. And he's a criminal. Don't do it. Right? That's what I would tell them. Like, feel free to pull up a chair and watch and enjoy this stuff, but please understand, right? It would be like if someone made you a one of a kind, I don't know, a one of a kind motorcycle, right? Like a custom Harley or whatever the hell. I don't know anything about motorcycles, but just something custom made for you, and they're never going to make another one again. But you're going to show them the features, like, oh yeah, it does this and this is cool and it does that. Can feel the passion and the conflict. The best thing you can do is enjoy it while you have it. This goes for everything. It's almost like you've made a metaverse game system by playing games that don't exist, like it's happening, but it doesn't exist. Right. Like we just tell people this game does not exist. It's a cool anime game. This is, by the way, that's a real person. If you have a problem with her proportions, take it up with that actual human that this is based on. Yes, and yes, those are not real, just like they're not real on the miniature. But that is, right, if you have a problem with those body proportions, talk to the actual human that this miniature is based off of. Having met her more than a few times in public and spent some time with her, I know that those proportions are still pretty good. That said, this is not a real game, okay? It's not, but anime theme, and it's so frustrating because it is the product itself. When you dream the great dream of what it was supposed to be, and you have all the pieces, and you have the deck of cards, and you have the objective markers, and you know the rules, guess what? It's still, for me, it's still one of my favorite things to play. It's still one of my favorite things to play. And every time I admit that, it makes me mad. It's true. It's true. Yeah, they're pretty much not. But yeah, I told my buddy Mark, who loved this game, loved this game. Okay, maybe more than I do. He loved this game, and I told him, hey, 4 of us got together yesterday. Actually, it was 6 of us. 6 of us got together yesterday, broke this game out and played it, and we enjoyed it. Like that's just heartbreaking, right? But I still gotta reach the people out there, like I said, that are in my shoes, the same shoes as me, that are like, I got my stuff now, what do I do? I'm still gonna give you some help, or at least an example of what to do with some of this stuff. All right, let's get back to it. I'm gonna need a more solid yellow at this time. And I don't want to put any brown in it. I want to continue on this crazy bright yellow madness. So I have some deep yellow. Maybe this cadmium. That's kind of a nice color. It's not bright enough. I laugh at people get annoyed with women with boobs and bum bum. Yeah, girlfriend in Brazilian, a lot of her family are like, wow, including her. Yeah, my wife is the same. She's not Brazilian, but my wife is. I don't know. She just appreciates, like, she understands that this is all fantasy and this is make believe and it's anime, and she's like, yeah, you know, she would actually make fun of my miniatures, or get involved and, like, point out to me, like, why are you painting the ugly girls? Like, paint the pretty ones. That's the wrong yellow. Let's go with this. Sun yellow is pretty good. Yeah. Here, and can I show you? I'm going to show you a few while I'm going to let that orange dry for a minute because it's still kind of wet. I'm going to show you a few others that I put together, right? And you guys will be able to see some of the references, right? Some Gurren Lagann. You can see I just put a little bit of base skin. Gurren Lagann Hasami, right? So they do cosplay minis. That's a great miniature, right? And then, whoops. You got Infiltrator Candy. If you guys want to see some of the games photos and some of the because I completed the starter set the other day, I'll share them on my Discord, and that's fine. If you want to hop on the Play It Painted Discord and look at some of this stuff, it's fine. This is the pinup via meta. Yeah, I mean, right, we're at comically large with these boobs. They're a little, even I'm like, I don't know. I don't need the volume up that loud. But it's the aesthetic, right? This is Infiltrator Candy. It's a fantastic sculpt. For those of you Shattered Sword players, I'm going to paint her fairly soon. This is Dark Space Isabeau Durand. Yeah, I think that's, no, is that? Yeah, Dark Space Isabeau. Which is great because I hated the PVC sculpt. So I'm just going to run her as regular Isabeau most of the time. But she does have a little cipher. That's her little cipher, little armor guy. I know you can't see much because of the lighting, and I apologize for that. And the fact that I'm painting these guys like with neon yellows, probably not helping. Hey, what's up, Jose? So yeah, the game does not exist. And I say that as someone who's run probably 10 or more tournaments of this game. I've hosted public event after event. Done my share of promoting this game. My share and then some, we'll say. Right? No Black Diamond. I sold all my Black Diamond to Matt. So he has all my Black Diamond. this too dark? This yellow? No, it's fine. Okay. So these pants aren't even going to be this color. I don't know. I think on the actual Marie Claude I may go even brighter. But we'll go with like a toned yellow on the pit crew. So yes, this is a game that should forever be considered somebody's private beta. Right? That no, your person on the street will not be able to get a hold of. No, it will never show up on a shelf at your LGS. No, you're not going to see a tournament for this being run around your area anytime soon. But it's a fun, private game for the 3,000 people that back to Kickstarter. Yeah, right. Yeah, we did a lot of Relic Knights events. You know, I have in my closet right now, I have a whole closet still full of terrain that was for Relic Knights events. And I'm probably going to get rid of it. Hey, what's up, Doge Dad? Like I said, we're painting some Relic Knights. What's Relic Knights? It's a game that does not exist. Say it with me. This game does not exist. This is not a real... You are not looking at a publicly available game. But wait, you say. I see it on their website. I see it in their store. Can't I just hit order and have it? If you're lucky. If you're lucky. You can go to their shop. On their store. I don't recommend doing it. Definitely don't recommend doing that. But you could go on their shop. You could say, hey, Octave's painting a pit crew. Let me order a pit crew. And if you're lucky, it'll show up. And I've been lucky a couple of times so far. But I'm still not recommending this to anybody who expects anything. Because what's going to happen eventually, maybe in another week or so, you're going to go back to that website and go, oh man, would love to get that pit crew that Octave was painting on his stream. And it's going to be sold out. And you're going to be, oh, that's a bummer. Let's wait for it to come back in stock. Spoiler alert, it may never come back in stock. Ever. Okay? Just I don't want to pull any punches. And like I said, I enjoy the shit out of this game that doesn't exist. I really enjoy playing it. It's very fun. Jose, it's more fun than first edition by like a lot. Hang on to this for a minute. This game has a very fun card mechanic. It is very smooth and very tactical. It's your game. You're lucky. Well, not lucky, but if your game lasts longer than an hour, you're probably doing something wrong. And that's like the sweet spot for me. A game that lasts an hour or less, that has an anime theme, giant robots, mechs, and all the cool anime trope stuff that you love that are all referencing things from popular anime. Like, what's not to like? The product is fantastic. But I will repeat, you are not looking at a real game. It is not a complete game. You're looking at parts of a once promising product that should have been really something fun, really something different out in the market of miniature wargaming, right? Let them have the 41st millennium. That's fine. It's a grimdark feature. Good. Have it. Have it. Enjoy your gothic tones and your dark, in your Endless Darkness theme, I want the bright. I want this bright theme. I want this, like, I can go crazy with the colors here. Crazy, right? Her boobs can handle it. Right? This is, I can go bright yellow, and Marie Claude here can easily handle that. Easily. Totally fine with me doing that. You guys are playing more often. I'll put the, yes, please. Put your stuff together, Jose. See, I don't mind getting Jose back into the game. You want to know why? Because Jose is in my private gaming group. And Jose has no illusions about this not being a real game. Jose has been through the same pain and turmoil that we've been through. So I'm like, yeah, jump on in. You got stuff. Let's play. It's fun. Loving the fashion talks tonight. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate it. I just want to be very clear. I want to be very clear because yesterday I painted the 2-player starter, and I actually will stop and show you guys those minis if you want to see them because they are fantastic. Right, I'll take a break from painting these because these layers are going to take a while to dry. This is very thin yellows and oranges. They're going to take a while to dry. And I took some pictures of the games that we were playing yesterday, and I was like, man, I want to post these somewhere. And my friend's like, don't do it. Don't give them hope. Don't do it. Don't fool these innocent people into thinking, wow, I can have a gaming experience like that. I could put down these cool things with my friends, these cool anime things, and blow shit up and claim objectives and speed past a guy, right? Shoot the lasers and do the psychic attacks. I can do all that and flip my cool, Esper deck. And the truth is, for the overwhelming majority of somebody that would see this on a public forum or online or maybe on an Instagram or something like that, they're never going to have the ability to do that because the game will not be available for them and it's not a complete product. So, all right, let's do that. I'm going to break out some of the, I have to grab my gaming bag here so you guys can see, because I do want you to see some of the cooler stuff. Some of the models are so big that they won't fit on camera, but I do want to show you the new 2-player starter because I know some of the guys that are on the Relic Knights Facebook group watch this channel, and I want to support the ooh, that's Batman. Never mind. Let me open the other one. I want to support the players. I want to support my fellow backers, but I want to be very clear. If you are on the outside, please understand, you may not be able to get in. And it pains me to say that because I would love it. I would love to be back hosting Relic Knights tournaments. Jose knows that. I hosted half of those drunk when we were at Kingdom Con. Rip Kingdom Con. We were talking about that yesterday. All right. Let me just put this here, kind of at my feet, so you could see. Whoa, big walls of text from Jose. Until I heard you talking about the state of the game right now. I saw pics of the painting starter set. Honestly, I thought the game was actually back. I remember who the manufacturer. I'm like, yeah. Let me show you some of the new starter set. Okay, so there's Void and Radiant, and some of the Void Troopers are these Dark Pinions, right? And these guys are super cool looking, right? Your typical, Space Marine-y, flyer laser beamy guys. They're pretty cool, okay? The other side, you've got the Radiant guys with Sundown Troops, right? And I painted these to look like Jinro, And that's what they're inspired by, Jinro. So if he looks real dull, that is what we were going for. And you get 3 of these, and you get 3 of those dark pinions. Then you get no, not that. It's another one. Not that. But I can I'm just gonna show you guys a bunch of the minis. Might as well, because we're here. You get this little cow, Mr. Milky. Tiny little cow. He's an Esper, okay? And Espers are associated with a knight. And if the knight doesn't have a giant mech, it's a questing knight. And if it has a giant mech, it's a relic knight. This is Bang Bang, and she is the Radiant Questing Knight. And this sculpt is fantastic, as you can tell. I probably still need to go back, do a little bit more work on this red. But as you can see, the sculpt is excellent. Right? Excellent. Bang Bang and Mr. Milky. Right? You get that on the Radiant side. Where's Mr. Milky going? On the Void side, you guys saw a couple of dark pinions. Where's their questing knight? Well, before we get to their questing knight, let's show you one of their solos. This is Mikhail from the Void side. And that's just damn cool. The Void side, they have this like sort of fallen angel aesthetic to them. And for those of you who backed the Kickstarter, been waiting 5 years to see some of these minis. Here's, oh shoot, don't want to do that. They're resin, so be careful with them. This is the Void Questing Knight to Hariel, right? Kind of a beautiful, evil, almost like a Borg feel to her. Isn't that a crazy, awesome aesthetic? Absolutely love that. Right, like a Void Witch. And the Void, some of the other Void minions. Here's another, this is one of the newer ones. I forget what this minion is called, but they have this like S&M feel to them. Like, right? To me, this is evil, right? This is a seductive evil that you just don't see in Games Workshop. They're afraid of that. Games Workshop, they have a god called Slanesh, and they're afraid to actually indulge what that god is these days, right? But this is like Slanesh, right? That whole seduction, temptation thing. But you can tell, like, she up to no good, right? You can tell. She ain't good for you, but you're gonna be tempted anyway. She's not part of the starter. Let me get back to, but one of the new releases. I'm just gonna show you guys some miniatures for this game because there's just so much cool shit. Where is Miss what's her name? Her little, is she here? Let's see her. One second. Here she is. Right. So you've got this like, she's, obviously this like sort of cat cyborg, furry cyborg thing with the cool claw. And you can see for Radiant, I really like to kind of punch up the contrasts. So that orange and sort of like blue teal. Masterclass Alabaster. Thank you, Chronomagus. So that stuff is part of the starter. The Alabaster Automata is not part of the starter. Neither is this one that I'm about to show you, but also is a newer release, which is another Radiant. This is the Battle Armor Cordelia. And you can see I'm staying with that theme, right? This bright orange theme. And my God, they're just fun, right? They're just fun. You put these models on the table and you're pushing stuff around that looks like that, and people are going, what the hell is that game, and why am I not playing it? And all you can say back to them is, this game does not exist. Error 404, this game does not exist. And it hurts, man. It hurts. Let me show you one more thing. Not a new model, but people hardly ever get to see this. If you're a fan of Relic Knights, you almost never get to see these. And mine's like covered in dust because it's so old and been sitting on my dresser, the poor thing. Should I blow air on it? I'm going to blow air on it. Hold on. I was seriously considering buying the alt Marikanto. I have it. It's a Bayonetta-themed Marikanto. That sculpt is amazing, as are most, if not all of these. Blow a little air on this. It's not really working. You want to get some of the dust off. All right. This is too big for the screen, but I'm going to show you anyway. Okay? And I don't have the lance in the right place right now, but okay. This is what's called a Castellan. I did add the model on top because I love that. It just matches. I sometimes use it as a proxy for another Relic Knight because the model is off the charts awesome. Okay? And there are not a lot of these running around. There are not a lot of these models running around. Okay? Good luck getting one these days. They're very hard to come by. And they are off the charts cool. They are so damn cool. And when I put that on the table, people are like, dude, what is that game? And again, oh no, that's bad. Yep, that's bad. I'll have to fix that. Error 404 does not exist. So sad. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to have to just fix that. The lance snapped, but I can actually pin that. All right. 1 second, guys. While I do a little correction here. That's the problem with that big old lance, is it's not the most stable thing. But the game has some excellent minis to them. And like I said, once you know the game and how fast and fluid it is, you will reliably finish games within an hour. Right? Reliably within an hour. I've had a game run 20 minutes. Uh-oh. I'm just doing all kinds of bad stuff right now. Trying to get this thing back. That's just a big-ass honking model. Alright. He's just going to have to sit in the repair bay here for a minute, because I want to show you some more stuff. Real quick. What else I got in here? Anything cool? Showed you that one. Showed you that one. Do I have anything else new to show you? You might have seen, here's the regular Marie Claude, and you can see like a black and blue, more understated. What did you have to do to finally get your Kickstarter pledge? I just all I did was I bought something from their store, and it can be anything. That's the good news. You can buy anything from their store, like a $5 thing. And when you buy it, put your Kickstarter pledge number, which should be in your account. This is a void witch, by the way. Put it in the notes for your order, and they'll give you whatever is completed thus far. So you won't get all of your Kickstarter because it's not all done yet, but you'll get a fair amount. You'll get stuff. The sword's bent on this, but right, they're new Hell's Bells models. Forget the bent sword for now. See, here's another. It's kind of a boring one, boring Hell's Bells model. But there they are, right? So those came out, so they shipped me those. But there are going to be other models that are just much harder to find. For example, they kind of sit in that 1.5. This is Anthony. He's a questing knight for Doctrine, and super fun to play. But like I said, like I've been at this a while, so I can show them to you guys and just tell you, yeah, you're gonna have a hard time finding that if you wanted to add that, and it's really kind of sad. Oh man, everything's getting broken as I try to break it out. But right, Starlancer, super cool mini, super cool mini. Obviously, mine's a little bent, but yeah, it's gonna be difficult for stuff like that. You can probably find the PVC models, right? If you were looking for, this is an example of the PVC. The PVC models and the bigger scales are nice. You can see if this guy's beat up, he's ancient. You could probably find those on eBay. But some of the other stuff is going to be harder. So just be aware of that. There's anything else cool I want to show you right now? Me. Oh, let me show you guys this. Here's another one. It's going to be hard to find one of these. I also need to blow this dry. Got a lot of dust on it. But yeah. This is a rust bucket. Very hard to find these also. Like, right? We're going to put this on the board, dude. And people are going to go, man, I want to play that. What is that? I want to play it. And you'd be like, ugh. It's like having a classic car out in front of people, right? Oh, man, that is cool. Where can I get one of those? And you're like, nah, you can't. That's your answer. Yeah, there's the original metal, the Metal Knights. I don't recommend the Relic Knights metal, but there are some cool sculpts from the metal. Let me show you an example of that. This is the metal Fiammetta, right? Now, call me crazy, but I think she's had some work done. What do you think, boys? I think she's, yeah. You something you want to tell us, Fiammetta? You may have had some work done. There's some other cool stuff that you did too. Like we did, we've also done some proxies. Wait, somebody's missing. Why is that empty? There's somebody missing. They take out something? But we would do proxies. So for example, the original version 1 Hasami is terrible. It's a terrible model. Terrible model. But what we did was we took some Takahashi University minis. So this is mostly a Takahashi University mini, also with that dope anime theme, with the Hasami scissors, right? And that's my Hasami, right? You can do stuff like that. And me and Mark did tons of that to make this work, right? If you didn't like the Isabeau Durand mini like I didn't like, you can use an Anima Tactics mini for Isabeau. And they're like a really good fit. Here's just something that people like whenever I break it out. I took the Master Wu and converted it, and I have a Saitama Master Wu. People love this mini. They're like, wait, you can play Saitama in this game? I mean, kind of. But yeah, that's why, boys and girls, it pains me. It pains me to talk about this game. You know, it pains me because, yeah, this game has a lot of cool shit to it. It's like has a deeply cool factor to it. And the game is good and it's fun. But the company, yeah, I'll leave it at that. I can't say, but okay. I like I said, I gotta be real with you guys. I did meet most of the guys personally. I do know them, um, and they're at least at least my dealings with them have all been pretty positive. But right, but there's some accountability to what happened and to where we're at, I I was honest with them too. I said I can't in good conscience promote this game to people who are going to be disappointed. I can't do that, right? As much as I love this game, and yeah, you want to know the truth? Um, Promoting this game, and by some miracle, if it were to take off, like if people actually followed me and said, "Oh, hey, yeah, I'm gonna take a chance and buy from Ninja Division. I'll take a chance." Well, I mean, that would actually help me in the long run if the game did end up being successful, because then I'd actually have a player base. Right? Then I would actually have um like reason to go back to running public events. Then, there's even the chance that like this could end up in a retail situation, right? Like all of that would be good, but I can't just I can't put that dream back into the universe. Okay? I can't do that. We've tried that many times. And me and Jose and my other close friends, um, we've been playing this game for a long time, and we realize what it is. We realize that it's a game that has always been in open beta, that is still not really a game, by any objective measure. Uh, but it's a product that you can try to order. Um, I don't know. I don't know what else to share about it, but that's where we're at. Hang on for a sec while I try to glue a little bit more. Doing a little repair on my Castellan here. Yeah, right? We did. We put a lot of effort into promoting this game. Like I said, more than our fair share. Um, you know, and my friends, they've supported this game alongside and promoted it. Um, And these days, we just have to realize you can't in good faith try to get new people into a game that is this uncertain and has never really solidified, has never really matured into what you could consider a full-blown game, a full-blown product. And that's just the sad truth of it, right? Do what you want with that information, but that is the sad, unfortunate truth of this. But it's a fantastic game. It really is. And I still like playing it, and I'm still going to paint it. And if you want to come enjoy it with me, please feel free. But just understand that no, I'm not endorsing the company in any way. I'm not supporting the company. I'm just, like I said, I'm supporting the backers, my fellow backers. There was another, Chronomagus, you're in the chat here. I'm doing this to help support you, to shed a little light on what's going on, and right, hopefully get you your stuff, or at least help get you your stuff. And I think that's worth it. I think that makes it a worthwhile endeavor. Wow, we're gonna go super bright. It's Relic Knights. This is what I love, right? I'm not painting some grimdark, genetically altered super soldier from the far future. I mean, I am painting somebody altered. She's got some alterations on her. Yeah, we're gonna light this puppy up so you can see. And when this thing is really gonna pop when we put the black down, right? It's gonna be like, whoa, that's what all the curves on the model look like. Because right now it's just bright orange and yellow. So yeah, that's what my rant is about. I'm not supporting the company, but I do want to shed some light on, hoping to help my fellow backers. I don't like how that's laying down. Working speed, no. I had speed down just for the initial parts of the skin. Right now I'm working more, if anything, this is more the neon stuff. I don't like this. I do not like how that's laying down at all. I think I'm just gonna back it out. It's too globby. It's not flowing. Right? And sometimes you want your neon fluorescent paint to glob a little bit. So you'll see it'll kind of thicken up, jump on the brush like that. But with large flat areas, you gotta be careful. It's actually probably better to stipple than it is to brush. So I'm gonna stipple some of this light value on here. Right? Ooh. I don't know. That armor will probably end up being black, just based on how this is going down. Don't like it. Don't like it. For the rest of it, though, it is looking pretty cool. Just that one piece of armor does not sit proper on there. Oh, hey, what's up, Nelson? You PM'd me? Thank you, sir. I'll go have a look at that in a minute. Yeah, I think you guys missed my rant. It was more of a disclaimer that I'm not supporting the company that makes this game, but I do want to help fellow backers see some of the stuff, right? So we had a fellow backer jump on here and ask me how I got my stuff. So we walked through that process really briefly. Cool. Any questions, comments while we're doing this? So we're going to go super, super, super bright, and then we're going to contrast this with the black. I'm just finishing up the work. Oh, cool. Well, thanks for tuning in. And you'll definitely see some more Batman on this channel soon. I have plenty of Batman stuff that I still need to paint. And we'll see what crew I get into next for Batman. Really, really starting to think about DeVito Penguin. And also had this wild hair to give Two-Face a go. Because I hear his mechanic is deeply frustrating. And I kind of like that. I kind of like the sound of that for some reason. Frustrating, huh? Like, you'll never have the cards that you want. That sounds like me. Let's try it. I can't wait to be frustrated with my deck already. Wow, it's going to be hard to figure out what actually does go black on this mini. Maybe the undersuit? Oof. Yeah, I just can't get that yellow to flow. Properly. And this brush is giving up on me. This brush has all kinds of problems. I'll let that dry for a minute. Need to watch the bat rip. Yeah, Two-Face. It's a thought. I'm probably still leaning harder towards DeVito Penguin just because, I don't know, I want to believe that that might be a thing. DeVito Penguin might be a thing. Let's get some, in fact, let me add a little bit of flow improver to that yellow because it's really sucking right now. Where is my flow improver? Okay, it's not good. Can't find anything on my desk right now. I mean, I can just put in, this acrylic thinner, which I know has a little bit of flow improver in it, just to try to get it to flow out. Right? I do love how the neon just kind of, the minute you put it down, you can kind of tell, oh, it's just going to kind of leave that glowing. That's cool. Right? But it's definitely not the most precise paint. That's a downside to these neon colors. Maybe you just stipple them. Probably the best answer. Just stipple them. And understand, like, it's not, the neon isn't there to coat. It's not, you shouldn't have a base coat of the neon colors. And you should not be expecting to do that with the neon paints. Because they don't do that. Okay. But let's while that's drying, actually, let's go ahead and use some of the speed paint just to block out the rest of the model. So I'm looking for that gravestone. We're going to use this gravestone gray to block out the wrenches and the weapons real quick. And you can see how simple this will work. This is like your basilicanum gray, basically. Basilicanum gray analog to that, right? And once again, thinner than a contrast paint, easier to correct. You can move this around to look however you need it to look. You can also just thin these with water. You don't need to use your like lamium medium. Cool. I mean, right, that's already, there you go. You can already see it. It's pretty damn cool. I can do the, let's go ahead and let's just do the base, right? Because this is like steel plate that they're on. Jose, you'll be happy to know that there is not a scenario for basketball in this edition. It's pinball. And it's super fun. It's actually one of my favorite scenarios. I need to find my other pit crew because I have other pit crew models. I had a ton of them and I don't know where they are right now. But yeah, you can see, right? You can see the color blocking going down on these models. God, basketball's dead and buried. Yep. No more basketball. You will be missed, basketball. All right. And Marie Claude here. I don't like her space ray gun. I wish they just gave her a cool looking, like more like a modern gun. I think it would be cooler looking. I think 70%. Yeah. I mean, so the game only runs, there's the generic way to score points in the game, right? Destroying units or holding enemy objectives. So that's true in all the games, but the other layer is the extra scenario on top of that, right? So for example, if you're going to do assassinate, or I forget what they're calling it now, you just get extra points for killing the knight. Which means theoretically that could be the entire, in a 6-point game, a knight's worth 3. I think you get 2 extra points for killing the knight. So you could potentially almost win a whole game just by killing the knight. Where is that cool? Let's give her this pallid bone blonde color. I use this for like a pale blonde. or platinum blonde. And then we got to determine what parts of this costume are going to be black. Okay, so they're like a platinum blonde there. I want her to be a ginger, so we're going to use an orange. So I'm just using the speed paint so you can kind of get an idea. I just block with the color, and then I'll come back in and actually give it the proper detail with standard paints. This is about the worst Winsor Newton one I've ever had. I should order a new one. I think I benched this particular brush a long time ago. But it's still, right, it's still decent enough to be a workhorse brush, but for brushing large areas, but it's not going to be, you can't really use it for detail, right? And then I want her, actually kind of want her to be a little bit darker haired. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I actually kind of want her to have like a blue-black hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the blue originally, and then we'll come back and hit it with the Gravelord Gray. Okay. So she'll look a little weird here for a minute while her hair is a bright blue. But we'll come back and fix that. I want her hair to look a little, quite a bit more natural. But it is going to have like a bluish undertone to it. Okay, cool. All right, we'll leave that there for now. All right, so now we got to figure out what parts of these outfits are going to be black. I'm thinking here we're going to use this really fun color, 10 Bros Gray. I like the idea of the cap remaining yellow, but we could do the gloves and maybe the undershirt. We'll do the gloves and like the undershirt black. Maybe a short will be black on that model. Actually, I'm going to switch brushes here. I'm going to switch to a smaller. I'm going to switch to a smaller brush with a worse tip, which is interesting because it's not going to. I don't want it to flare out too hard. Oh, that should be good. Yeah, this guy. This brush has kind of had a rough life too. Still talking about the guy at Strategicon you made quit. Was it a proud moment in the history of Troll Jose Relic Knights player? Alright. So yeah, we'll do black shorts there. right? So she'll have the black shorts there, and then I guess I want this undershort, the undershirt there to be black. Or is that? Yeah. We'll do a black undershirt here. Right. It's a weird angle to paint, but we'll get it in there. Right. So that, because there's a little, she's got on a little undershirt underneath that jacket. So we'll make that black too. Here we go. Kind of a tough angle there. Relic Knights are probably the only mini game where I want to vent a somewhat regular event. See, that's why you should be like super fanboy for RK. Okay, and right, and then we'll do the socks here. That color. All right, so you can see kind of where this model's going. Right, it's gonna have enough. It's gonna have enough black to help break up the yellow. In fact, I need to do a little bit more black. Right, just so whatever is yellow on the mini still gains a lot of prominence. That's all I'm trying to do. Right. Yep, the black is just there to help break it up. Now on this one, her entire pants are going to be black. I could do it that way. Or she could be the opposite. She could have black shoes and a black tank top on. I don't know. I think black pants are probably best. Let's go with black pants. I've already slammed that color down, so here we go. Black pants it is. All right. Which is kind of cool because now the pants being black, I don't really need to put very much other. Not a lot of the rest of this mini is going to have to be black. Just using it to break up the color. Right, that actually, you can see how it's blocked out, and that actually looks pretty good already. Right? Okay, now the real test. Marie Claude, we got to figure this out, guys. Right, and you saw the standard one. She's mostly black, and I don't want this one to have to be mostly black. If I do all the undercarriage black, then the bra is black because she's popping out with her bra. that becomes black, and then there are parts of her thighs that we go black. Or we go the other way, leave the bra yellow, and make the jacket part black. Right, that's black, that would be black. And then have the over part here be yellow as well. Which that kind of works. That kind of works. Let's try it. I mean, we can't actually try it. It's just, that just has to be that way once we paint it. Because it would be next to impossible to go back to that fiery orange if we do that. But yeah, if we do sort of this part of the jacket black. Trying to see where this goes. Ooh. Oh my goodness. How do I get in there? It's freaking me out a little bit. Ugh. So it's a super tight corner right there. But the idea here is, let's accentuate this armor by using black to break up different parts of it, right? So you can really kind of see the sculpt. Okay. And we'll make the glove black, right? We'll do the gloves like that black. And that's kind of cool, right? I think that's kind of cool. Oh. That's a pretty cool pattern. Let's keep rocking with that for a minute. See how this goes. Right, so right in here. This is the Cersei color scheme that I've been going for a while now. Is I really want this like flaming bright yellow. Right, and continuing along those lines, right here. So it's like she has a little black short jacket on. Or maybe that's just, maybe it is a full jumpsuit, but it's kind of broken up into a pattern where part of it's black and part of it's the yellow. Right. There we go. I actually quite like that. We're gonna follow that all the way up and through. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's just we'll just follow the natural patterning of the black and the yellow. So now, really, right once I pick a side, now it knows. Now you have a roadmap, right, for what needs to be what. Okay, and then really what I'm gonna do is, I was hoping those thigh plates would not be yellow, but now based on the map of how this is gonna go, those do have to remain yellow. So let's continue on this way, right? And we'll do the entire undersuit black. Feels weird not playing The Adventures of Chad Yu tonight, but I wanted to do a YouTube stream tonight, so I had to make that decision. Okay, that's pretty good. I think I need to. That plate doesn't have a clear border, but I think this is it. I think it does have a border right here. Like that. That's cool. Um, There's no like clear border on that thigh plate either though. Is this where it should be? There should be a border. Oh, I see it. Yeah, there is a border plate. A border for the plate, it's right there. And I guess I should do the shoes black. There we go. Does anything else need to be black on this model? Actually, it looks pretty good with all of that. With all that where it is, it's pretty good. So none of these are done, but you can see they're coming together. I like that. I feel like there should be more black. A little bit more, just a little bit more. Here's what I'm going to do. This calf right here does look like undercoat. So we'll continue that way. There we go. Yeah, the borders aren't the most well defined, but we're making them work. There we go. I like that. That's cool. Okay, we're getting there. Looking pretty good so far. But yeah, well, we should have, in the near future here, we should have some of this pit crew done and Marie Claude, and then we'll get on to painting the rest of it. So, okay, it's now after 11, and I think we're just going to call it here because I got to get up for work tomorrow. So with that, we're going to call the stream to a close. Want to thank everyone for watching. Have a good night, guys. Whoa. And yeah, we'll catch